Hi Vapers, Everyday Vaper back again. I have got a kind of hardware accessory review here today. We have got different pre-made coils from Diamond Mist. Now these aren't stock coils, they don't fit in any clearomizers. These are like Claptons, quad twisted. They're designed to be put in RDAs and RTAs, or RDTAs as well. 7 different types. I've got various different resistance of Claptons, also of twisted. Got some titanium twisted and an interesting one called a Hive coil as well. Now, if you're anything like me, I can't be bothered fanning around with little bits of wire to make these fancy coils, but I do like the way they vape. Then these kind of things are ideal because they are just easily accessible, they're not too expensive, and it means that you get a decent vape using the coils that you like to use. What we're going to do, have a look at them close up, have a look at the ins and outs of them a little bit, and then we shall see how they vape and talk about their pros and cons as we always do. So good selection of coils from Diamond Mist sent by Vape Distribution. We have some twisted ones, we've got some Claptons in there, 2 kinds of Claptons. We've also got an interesting one called a Hive. But I'm not going to go show you them all, we're just going to show you the packaging. First of all, as you can see, it comes in these nice little boxes to begin with. And then you have the clamshell or the screw top pot holding them in, and they're quite clearly labelled on the box and on also the pots themselves as well. So for example, this one is your quad twisted. It's made with 26 gauge all the way through, and you get 10 pieces in each pot. So when we open them up, if we can get this zoomed in for you a little bit more, that's what you get inside your pot. So you get a nice amount of coils, and they're well made as well. We take an individual one out. As you can see there, it's well twisted. Of course, you're going to tweak it when you put it in your RDAs or RTAs, so that's going to make a little bit of difference to the build there. And 10 in each thing, in each pot, gives you a nice little selection there for later on, whatever you want to do. So, Claptons then, let's have a quick look at them. I'll just zoom it in a bit. So 0.35 Claptons made with 24 gauge and 30 gauge. So we'll open it up there, and there they are. So good looking coils, again, easy to grab hold of, lovely long legs on them as well, so you can tweak them. Some people say they're a little bit spaced, but you know, as I said before, if you're like me, can't be bothered to do stuff like this, build your own, then these things are ideal. And then the interesting one, the most interesting one, I mean, they're all good coils. Would I use them all? Probably not, but I'm going to use some of them. I have been using some of them. So let's have a quick look at this little beauty. This is the Hive, or Hive coils. Not really come across these before, but then again, I'm not really an advanced kind of coil person. But as you can see, they do look like they're made out of barbed wire. Lots of nodules, burrs, etc. on there to trap lots of lovely juice. And they're all 3 mm in diameter as well. Now these ones are very, very chunky, so you're going to need a big build deck to put these things on. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Let's have a look up close at some of them being put in an RDA. I'm going to start off with the Claptons, have a look at how they work, and then we're going to take it from there. So here is the Claptons, the 0.3 ohm or the 0.35 ohm Claptons inside a 24mm Kennedy. As you can see, they do look kind of good. They're good, well made. That's it. Get this zoom sorted out. So they're well made Claptons. I've had to pinch them and tweak them a little bit, and they do fire up really well. But they do take a lot of power to get there, being Claptons. Nice looking coils. Okay, suppose we better juice it, wick it, juice it, and vape it, I suppose. And here's the Hive build. As you can see, it's not the best looking coils in the world, but there's just so much wire in there. And they just get very hot very quick. It's coming in on this build about 0.14. So just about manageable. I've got running on the Minikin for here. So again, we're going to wick this up and we're going to juice it. So I've got the builds here. I've got the Kennedy with the 0.35 ohm Claptons. By the time I've finished fanning around with them, they came out at 0.3, which is ideal for my hex ohm. And how do they vape? They vape really well. Of course, vape production does depend a little bit on the juice you're using as well. But with decent coils as well, you do get a fair amount of vape production. Now, the beauty about these coils is the surface area. That's why Claptons are so good. That's why the hives are really good. I'll show you them in a minute. I'll show you the vape. And twisters as well, because the surface area naturally encourages more juice over it, and you just get a better vape. And you do get a better vape. That's the thing. These 0.3 ohm Claptons are comparable to any Clapton I've used. You know, they're just a good vape. You get a lot of flavour from it, and also you get a decent amount of vape production. Okay, this is the interesting one. This is the hive coil. Takes a little while to get going because the ramp up time, because there's so much wire in these coils, is a little bit. So on that note, using just straight mechs, unless you're using a series box or something like that, I would say there's a little bit too much wire to stick in there. They will vape, they'll just take a lot longer to ramp up. Okay, so let's see how this one vapes, and this one is coming in. This is 2 hives in there. The hives are listed as 0.25, but by the time I got them in the still air, a 22mm ATI, they're coming in at 0.14. So good flavoursome vape. Obviously chucks it out. It's a little bit low for me. I'm normally around about the 0.2 marks on regulated devices. A little bit lower obviously on mechs, and about 0.3 on any kind of series, regulated series, something like that. But yeah, good vapes. I'm impressed. So there's lots to choose from Dymo Mist, lots of different cores to choose from. Don't know any prices. Sent to me by Vape Distribution. Now they're just distributors, they're not actually selling them retail, but you should be able to pick these up online and also in your local B&M as well. I just like them. I found a little bit about some of the, I like the looser ones, I like the hive coils, and also like the Claptons. They just tend to spit just a little bit at certain wattages on certain devices, and that's just purely because the amount of liquid that's actually trapped inside that coil as it's vaping. So there you go. Thank you very much to Vape Distribution for sending these on. Lots of lovely coils. Keeps me well stocked for a little bit. Yeah, so check out your local B&M for them from Dymo Mist. Pre-made coils. Check them out.